Just like to wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers a very happy Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous new year. It doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, and it doesn't matter if you don't celebrate Christmas. What does matter is that you spend time with the ones that you love. Why not pop in on a lonely person or an elderly neighbour and let them know you're there if they need you. Fun with Filmora is growing, and it's thanks to you guys, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Why not send your loved one, family member or friend a video Christmas card just like that? I'm sure they'll love it. Let's see how to make one.
Lights, camera, action!
Let's have some fun. Once you've recorded your video message, import that into Filmora. I've also imported some royalty-free music that I want to use in the video as well. Right, before we actually drag the video down onto the timeline, we're actually going to use a template that's already in Filmora. Now, if you click on templates, you'll notice that there's a section there at the moment called Christmas. Or you can simply type in the word Christmas at the top, and it will also bring up some templates to do with Christmas. I found one earlier that I want to use, and it's called Best Holiday Decor. So I'll drag that onto the timeline. And you can see at the moment, it's just one video. We want to be able to edit that. So the way to do that is to click here where it says click to replace material. That opens a new window where you can edit it in there, but I prefer to edit it on the timeline. So if you choose expand template in the bottom right, that breaks up that template into its own bits of video, text and audio. Straight away, I won't be using the audio on here, so I'll delete that by highlighting it or clicking on it and pressing delete on the keyboard. I also don't want to use these videos or the text actually as well, and I don't actually want to use those effects. All I really want is this first part. So what I can do is highlight all the stuff after the initial intro and press delete on the keyboard. So we still now have the main intro. What I want to do now is go back to media, and you notice that it's automatically added the videos that was within that template. We don't need them, but I'll just leave them there for now. Okay, I'll drag my video message recording and place it on the timeline just after the intro. So it'll then go from the intro and then just like to wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers. Me talking. That sounded a bit loud, so I'm just going to go to the audio tab and reduce the volume down to maybe -5. Let's see what that sounds like. Just like to wish all my viewers and my... that sounds about right. And you can tell because the audio meter here should be between -6 and -12 or thereabouts. Just like to wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers a very... And you can see that the meter keeps dropping above and below, so that's fine. Okay, the next thing we want to add in some effects. Round about just as the video starts and I start talking, I want to add in an effect. So if we click on effects, you can search for Christmas effects. I found some that I want to use. This was the first one. It's called Sparkle Christmas Day Overlay. So if you click and drag that onto the timeline. In fact, I'm just going to make these all a bit bigger so I can see what's going on. If you right click within the timeline and do adjust track height to normal, you see that they all grow. So let me just see what that looks like. Just like to wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers a very happy Christmas. That's a nice little effect. I also want to add another one of them on to go just after it. Okay, so we've got two now. Wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers. Great. And I want the second one to fade out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a keyframe. So if I click on the actual effect and click on the opacity keyframe, leave that at 100%. I'll go to the end of that effect and I'll change that opacity right down to 0. So it'll fade out at the end. Let me just check that. New year. That's great. The next thing I want is another effect to go at the end. Let me just make that the full width of the timeline. And the next effect I found was Twinkle Star under Christmas, and I saved that in my favorites by highlighting the little green star, and that puts it into your favorites. So I'm now going to drag that onto the timeline and put that right next to the sparkle Christmas Day effect, and I'm just going to drag that and make it the same length as my video. I also want that to fade in, because as that one fades out, I'd like this one to fade in. So if I go to the start of that clip, I'll choose opacity keyframe. I'll take that down to 0. I'll move in slightly. I'll do another keyframe and take it up to 100%. So let me just mute my voice, because I'll keep going over and over and over it again otherwise. And let's just see what that looks like. That fades out and the twinkles fades in. Yeah, happy with that. The next thing I want to do is on the first piece of the video where I say Merry Christmas, I want a title. Now I searched under Christmas titles, which was here, and I found and added to my favorites this Merry Christmas title here. So if I drag that down and I'll just place it about there, I know I say Happy Christmas rather than Merry Christmas, so I'll change that to Happy Christmas. And I'll click on the video tab and move it all down to just above the line there. I'll just unmute it again so I can hear where and when I say Happy Christmas. Viewers and my loyal subscribers, a very happy Christmas and a... Okay, let's just try that again. And my loyal subscribers, a very happy... I'm just going to move that over slightly. Subscribers, a very happy... That's okay, and I also want to shrink that down because I don't want it to go on to the next one. Subscribers, a very happy Christmas. Okay, that works okay. I'll make that a little bit bigger actually. Let me just try that again. I'll zoom in and I will move that across and stretch that to there and try that again. My loyal subscribers, a very happy Christmas and a... Okay, I'll fade that out. What I'll do is I'll choose a keyframe on the opacity. So if I click on the keyframe, I'll leave that at 100%. I'll go to the end of the clip, choose a keyframe and take that down to 0. So that wording should now fade out. Very happy Christmas. I'll copy that, right click and copy. And I'll put it on the next section where I say Happy New Year, which is round about there, I think. I'll click on the timeline to highlight where I want it and do right click and paste. Right, I'll just move that in a bit so it matches up there, and I'll change this to New Year because I know I say New Year, Happy Christmas and New Year. So let's see how that works. Subscribers, a very happy Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year. Yeah, that works okay. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'll just make that the full width of the timeline again. And I know the next bit I want to add on is where I say loved ones. Time with the ones that you love. So I now want to add a sticker. I found one when I typed in the word love, and it's like little balloons. It's really nice. I've saved that under my favorites again by adding by clicking on the little green star. I'm going to drag that and put it on top. That'll probably, it will be too big at the moment. You just want to see if it comes in at the right place. Time with the ones that you love. Not quite. Maybe coming a little bit quicker. Spend time with the ones that you love. That works well. And I actually wanted to stop there, which is quite good. Don't want it to be over my face. So what I'll do is I'll go to the end there and I'll maybe make it a bit smaller by scaling it down slightly. And I'll move it down as well. So it's just under my chin. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Is that you spend time with the ones that you love. I also want that to fade out. So I'm just going to zoom in so I can fade that out. I'll make it slightly bigger. And again, we'll use keyframes to fade that out. So I'll go to the end. I'll choose the opacity keyframe. I'll take that down to 0. I'll move in slightly. And I'll do another keyframe. and make that 100%. So let's see how that works. That you love. Why not pop in? That works well. Happy with that. Let me just add in my last sticker, which is a thank you. So if I drag and drop that onto the screen as well, let's see if that comes in the correct place. Growing, and it's thanks to you guys, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of... Yeah, that's fine. Bit big. So what I'll do is I'll scale it down slightly, and I'll move it again down to underneath my chin. Maybe move it over to the left a bit so you can see it better. That might work okay. Let me just try that. Fun with Filmora is growing, and it's thanks to you guys. Yeah, that's great. And what I want to do with that is I also want to fade that out as well. So let me put that at the end. I'll do an opacity keyframe. Take it down to 0. I'll move it in slightly. Another opacity keyframe. Take it up to 100%. Bottom of my heart. And that fades out nicely. The last thing we need to do now is just to add some audio. Like I said, I had some royalty-free audio that I want to use. It's called Jingle Bells Mellow. So I shall drag and drop that onto the bottom timeline. I don't need to extend it past my video. So I'll go to the end of my video, which is there. I shall chop that there. And I'll just fade it out ever so slightly there. Also, that's going to be quite loud while I'm talking. So if I go to the start of where I come on the screen, chop it again, and I'll just lower that volume down to like maybe -20. We'll see what that sounds like. Just like to wish all my viewers and my loyal subscribers a very happy Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous new year. It doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, and it doesn't matter if you don't celebrate Christmas. What does matter is that you spend time with the ones that you love. Why not pop in on a lonely person or an elderly neighbour and let them know you're there if they need you. Fun with Filmora is growing, and it's thanks to you guys, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And there you go. That's fantastic. That worked out really nice. I hope you make some lovely video cards and send them out to your friends and family. They will really appreciate it. If you do make a video Christmas card, please drop a link to it in the comments below. I'd really love to see it. As always, thanks for watching. Ho ho ho. Now go have some fun.